Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, some 1,300 Israelis gathered at the West Bank settlement of Har Braha to accompany Rabbi Itamar Ben-Gal, who was stabbed to death in a terror attack yesterday, by whom Israeli media alleged was a 19-year-old Arab Israeli citizen. The mayor of the Israeli Settlement of Ariel responded to the latest terror attacks, which have claimed the lives of 2 Israelis in the past 3 weeks, declaring the only answer to all those murderers is to apply Israeli sovereignty for all Jewish settlements across Judea and Samaria, the biblical term for the West Bank. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during a dedication ceremony of a memorial for righteous among the nation's diplomats, re-emphasized the importance of studying the truth of the Holocaust, a terrible history that must be remembered and learned from. Senior officials have indicated to TV7 that domestic tensions are rising in Israel between the country's political and military echelons in wake of public warnings issued by senior IDF officers about growing concerns of a deteriorating humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip. Israel's political echelon did not like the many warnings by senior officers, cautioning it might lead to international accusations against Israel and not against those actually responsible for the distress across the Palestinian enclave, including the Islamist Hamas organization and the Palestinian Authority. That said, both the military and political echelons agreed at the moment there is no humanitarian crisis in Gaza, but the disagreement focuses on the question of how imminent the crisis is, which may lead to an inevitable flare-up with the enclave's Palestinian Islamist organizations. Meanwhile, some 1,300 Israelis gathered at the West Bank settlement of Har Braha to accompany Rabbi Itamar Ben-Gal, who was stabbed to death in a terror attack yesterday, by whom Israeli media alleged was a 19-year-old Arab Israeli citizen. Neither the military nor the Israeli security services were willing to confirm to TV7 the attacker's identity. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who announced the death of the Israeli civilian, indicated that security forces were conducting a manhunt.
שוחחתי עכשיו עם מנכ"ל מד"א אלי בין, שאישר לי שהפצוע מהפיגוע בצומת אריאל נפטר, ואנחנו שולחים תנחומים למשפחה. כוחות צה"ל והשב"כ נמצאים עכשיו במרדף אחר המרצחים.
The announcement by Prime Minister Netanyahu came just moments after Israel's police spokesman Miki Rosenfeld announced a successful operation in which Israel's Yamam counter-terrorism forces killed a Palestinian Islamist that, according to Israel, headed a terror cell responsible for an ambush in which Rabbi Raziel Shevach was murdered some 3 weeks ago.
The Israeli National Police, Border Police and Counter-Terrorism, the Yamam, carried out an operation overnight to focus and try and find the terrorist who carried out the deadly attack that murdered Rabbi Shevach just over 3 weeks ago. As a result of the operation, the terrorist was shot and killed. There were no injuries to our officers, and counter-terrorism operations will continue in all areas in order to prevent and respond to any terrorist attacks in the different areas of Israel.
Israeli security forces entered the Palestinian West Bank village of Yamun, which is situated not far from the city of Jenin, where the forces located and identified the terrorist who was reportedly armed with an automatic weapon before they targeted and killed him. The governor of the Palestinian city of Jenin said that Israeli authorities informed him of the assassination of the assailant, a move the government staunchly condemned. Meanwhile, the mayor of the Israeli Settlement of Ariel responded to the latest terror attacks, which have claimed the lives of 2 Israelis in the past 3 weeks, declaring the only answer to all those murders is to apply Israeli sovereignty for all Jewish settlements across Judea and Samaria, the biblical term for the West Bank.
אני יכול להגיד לכם שהתשובה לכל אותם מרצחים, שמרצחים כאן ומרצחים בפתח תקווה וברעננה ובכל מקום אחר בתחום מדינת ישראל, היא החלת ריבונות על כל היישובים היהודיים ביהודה ושומרון. זו התשובה.
Now back to Jerusalem, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, during a dedication ceremony of a memorial for righteous among the nation's diplomats, reiterated Israel's aspiration to achieve a true and lasting peace with its neighbors. Nevertheless, Netanyahu emphasized that the Jewish state will remain cautious about the dangers from actors that seek the annihilation of the Jewish people and the foundation of moral humanity.
We hold our hand out to peace for any of our neighbors who wish peace with us, and there are quite a few, and their number is growing, I am happy to say, and I hope it will extend to all. But we are forever conscious of the danger to us and to the rest of mankind, of those who want to exterminate us. Ultimately, they exterminate the world we all want to keep and cherish.
The Israeli leader asserted that the reason for the cautious perception of reality derives from the lessons of the Holocaust that sought the extermination of the Jewish people, a reality that forces Jerusalem to believe its enemies when they call for Israel's destruction.
We Jews have learned to believe our enemies when they call for our annihilation. We've learned that we must be able to defend ourselves by ourselves against any potential threat. The State of Israel not only has internalized these lessons, it practices it.
Prime Minister Netanyahu also took the opportunity to re-emphasize the importance to study the truth of the Holocaust, a terrible history that must be remembered and learned from.
The truth about the Holocaust must always be studied. It must always be remembered. Israel works closely with our partners around the world to defend and reveal the truth about the Holocaust. We expect to do that with every country, including Poland.
The comments Netanyahu directed at Poland came amid a growing crisis between the two countries over Poland's legislation that seeks to outlaw its involvement in the heinous crimes committed by the Nazis on Polish soil. In a latest development, Poland announced it has cancelled a scheduled trip of Israel's Education Minister Naftali Bennett, that after the Israeli minister accused the Polish people of complicity in the murder of Polish Jews during the Holocaust, accusing the Polish government of attempting to rewrite its Dark Pages history. This prompted the government to cancel his visit, with the government spokesperson clarifying last night that in the wake of Bennett's remarks there will be no such visit in Poland. Bennett's office responded to the Polish decision by saying the Israeli minister was honored by the cancellation. Bennett's statements further added that the blood of Polish Jews cries from the ground and no law will silence it. Now to the ongoing conflict in Israel's northern neighbor, where Russian fighter jets intensified their air raids on rebel-held towns and cities in Syria's northern Idlib province. That's after rebels shot down a Russian aircraft and killed its pilot. Civil defense sources said air raids struck the towns of Kafar Nabul and Nasran, as well as the cities of Sarakeb, Marat el-Nuaman, and Idlib, and that several deaths and dozens of injuries were reported. Russia's defense ministry confirmed that Syrian rebels have downed a Russian Su-25 jet in an area that has seen fierce fighting on the ground and heavy airstrikes targeting Islamist groups combating forces loyal to President Bashar Assad. Thank you for joining us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or at TV7.fi. For any updates from Israel and its region, visit our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. Keep praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Yair Pinto. Have a good evening, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.